On a big Saturday in October, it is baseball time in Tennessee. The VolState Pioneers will take on the Dyersburg State Eagles in the TCCAA Fall Showcase here on the campus of Lipscomb University at Ken Dugan Field. Welcome, everybody. Tim Reese for Game 3 of today's showcase. There'll be 10 games in the 3 days here at Lipscomb University. This is the first contest for the Pioneers from Volunteer State, located in Gallatin, Tennessee, and the second game for the Dyersburg State Eagles of the day. The Pioneers taking a little in and out, as they call it now. We just called it infield when I was playing, but I like to shorten things up here now. Pioneers have already taken the outfield throws, and now the infielders getting their time to shine in front of a lot of college coaches and some Major League Baseball scouts. Let's give you the starting lineups while we are getting ready. The Pioneers will be visiting today here in Game 1. Leading off playing center field, Jake Burris. Batting second in left field, Jacob Messer. And the third J of the outfield core, batting third, Jace Mizell, playing right field. Carter Vrabel will be the designated hitter, and he will hit cleanup today for the Pioneers. Batting fifth, first baseman Landon Godsey. At shortstop, batting sixth, Ethan Huddleston. Batting seventh, the catcher, Caleb Hawkins. And an extra hitter, as Coach Jim McGuire will be running 10 batters out there for the games in the showcase, will be Hunter Searcy, the number 9-hole hitter, the only freshman in the lineup, third baseman Landon Luderman. And batting 10th, the second baseman, having a hot start in the fall at the plate, Matt Hall. And on the mound for the Pioneers, right-hander Tanner Bumbleow. He will get his third start of the fall. He has 2 innings pitched in his 2 prior appearances. Has given up no hits, no runs, has walked 1, struck out 4. Young man from Overton High School right here in Nashville, Tennessee, not too far away from the campus of Lipscomb University, a transfer from Cleveland State Community College. He's an exercise science major, the son of Darrell Bumbleow in Nashville and Ann Bumbleow of Smyrna, Tennessee, and the brother to Tori and Tyler. Now the starting lineup for the Dyersburg State Eagles. Leading off playing second base, Case Pettis. Batting second, playing center field, Andy Martine. Pierre Seals will be in right field, and he will hit third. Cleanup hitter, also the designated hitter, Aiden DiGiacomo. Batting fifth, playing third base, Rylan Quinones. In left field, batting sixth, Gunnar Magrin. The shortstop will bat seventh, Christopher Lugo. And batting eighth, Wesley Mann, the catcher. Grant Davis will hit ninth. And last in the lineup for head coach Robert White of the Dyersburg Eagles, Grant Davis will play first base. And on the mound will be Kevin Matos. Matos, a sophomore right-hander, transfer from Alabama State University, 5'11", 165 pounds. He will get the start for Dyersburg here against VolState. Thank you for joining us on the VolState Twitter page or on the VolState Sports Network on YouTube. The catchers Braden Vineyard, Caleb Hawkins, and Landon Godsey, who's now put the catching gear on after receiving throws at first base. He's a two-way player. Caleb Hawkins, also very athletic, could play and has played other positions for head coach Jim McGuire, who is in his 35th year of coaching. This is his second year at VolState. He has Prior to VolState, he was the director of baseball operations at Hit After Hit Baseball Academy, following a long stint as head coach and assistant coach at MTSU over in Murfreesboro. He began his college coaching at Missouri St. Louis way back in the 80s. I'm sure he loves for me to say that, but also assistant coach and head coach at Wren Lake Junior College, who the Pioneers just played a doubleheader at Murray State last weekend. From there, he moved to MTSU, where he coached with the legendary Steve Peterson. This year, his assistant coaches are first-year coaches for the Pioneers, pitching coach Braden Kale, who was hired in August to replace Ross Spurgeon, who was at VolState for only 1 year. He came along with head coach Jim McGuire last year, as Bobby Hudson had about 120 applicants for the head coaching position at VolState after Ryan Hunt left to go to Cumberland University in Lebanon. Braden Kale came from Austin Peay State University, where he was a volunteer assistant. He was a graduate manager at Charleston Southern University after he played there for 1 year, his 5th year out of high school. Played 4 years as a pitcher at California University of Pennsylvania. And also assistant coach helping Jim McGuire is John Ripel, also in his first year at VolState. He is in his 16th year of coaching. Most recently was the head coach at Nebraska Wesleyan in Lincoln, Nebraska for 3 years. Prior to that was a director of baseball operations at the University of Alabama, Birmingham for a year. And then had head coaching stints at Calvin College, a D3 school in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Gordon College, another D3 school in Wenham, Massachusetts. Coach McGuire has doubled his coaching staff with the addition of John Ripel, who handles outfielders and the hitters for Coach McGuire. See Jeff Forehand and his crew out getting the field ready now. Jeff Forehand, the head coach of the Lipscomb Bison here. I don't know how many years he's been head coach here, former head coach at Trevecca and Good Pasture. But what I like to remind him of is he's a 4-year player and alumni of Belmont University, probably Belmont College when he went there, just as when I went there. But like to let him know that that's where he received his eternity when he came to Belmont University. Great guy. Wish we get to see him at Alumni Weekend, which will be coming up in a couple of weeks for Belmont, but he's fairly busy handling his Lipscomb Bison duties here in the fall. Been very gracious to me to allow me to broadcast this game from their press box. A very busy time here for Lipscomb baseball. They are running a 10-game, 3-day showcase. Lots of players coming in and out of here today. 10 teams in the TCCAA, including last year's #1 team in the nation. Ended up 3rd place in the National Junior College Championship. Lost to the eventual winners, Central Arizona, in the semifinal game. Walter State, who played just prior to this, played against Southwest Tennessee Community College. They will play again following the game between VolState and Dyersburg State in Game 4 of the day. They will play Columbia State tonight, 30 minutes following this game. Then to the schedule for tomorrow will be Motlow State versus Roane State beginning at 10 a.m. And then VolState will play Motlow State right after the 10 o'clock game. So Columbia State and VolState are the only 2 teams that do not play doubleheaders in one day, as they are close to Lipscomb here and don't involve the travel that Team from Memphis or from Morristown, Tennessee, and Jackson, Tennessee, Dyersburg that they have. About a 45-minute drive from Gallatin, Tennessee, down here to Nashville. Lipscomb University on, they like to say, on Granny White Pike. It's called the Battle of the Boulevard when Lipscomb tangles with Belmont, though. Happy to have you along here. It's a beautiful sunny day now. Started out cloudy and a little bit of rain earlier today. We'll check the game time temperature. 82 degrees here in Nashville, Tennessee. Pioneers and Dyersburg played at VolState last year. Pioneers will travel to Dyersburg State in the spring, but the Eagles had their way with the Pioneers in the three-game set, played a single game on Friday, and Dyersburg State won that game 13-9, game that actually wasn't as close starting in the fifth inning as it sounded, but Dyersburg scored 9 runs in the third, top of the third, but VolState ended up scoring 6 to get back in the ball game, but a 3-spot and then 1 in the seventh gave the Eagles a 13-6 lead. Game that ended 13-9 in game one. Not too many of the Eagles left over from that roster that will appear in today's game or are even on the roster for Dyersburg State. Game 2, the Eagles defeated the Pioneers 9-2. A game that Eli Klotfelter, who's on the roster for the Pioneers, he will start, as I understand, game 2 tomorrow against Motlow State. He was on the mound for game 2 of the series back in March. He took the loss. And in game 3, an 11-0 shutout as one of the top pitchers in the entire nation took the mound for Dyersburg State in a game that was ended after 6 innings because of the 10-run rule. Anthony Figueroa, who is back with the Eagles, didn't see the start of their first game today. He may have started that game. I'm not sure if he pitched or not, but diminutive left-hander who can throw gas, and he was at the time last March when he was starting in game 3 against the Pioneers in March. He was the leading strikeout pitcher in the nation. Ended up having a little bit of an issue toward the end of the year and did not pitch, I think, for a couple weeks. Ended up throwing in the the conference tournament, but missing a couple weeks, 2, maybe even 3 weeks. I think he ended up losing the strikeout lead, but he was averaging about 2 an inning at that time. So Pioneers went down 3 games to the Eagles. The Eagles ended up in 3rd place in the regular season, ended up losing to Walter State in the state conference championship. Walter State went on to win the Appalachian division and then represented the conference and the state in the national tournament as the number 1 seed going into the tournament. As I said, they ended up losing in a semifinal game to the eventual winner, Central Arizona. So they're watering the field down. We will take a little break and hopefully be back with some Pioneers baseball. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Welcome back to Lipscomb University. Game 1 in the TCCAA Fall Showcase for the Pioneers. We had a little bit of a lineup issue as I was handed a lineup that was actually from Game 1 for Dyersburg State. So I'll read off the starting lineup for this game. As you see, Anthony Figueroa, the young man I was talking about last year, he was leading the National Junior College in strikeouts, is on the mound, will face the Pioneers. So leading off, Case Pettis will play second base. And batting second, Andy Martine will play center field. Pierre Seals will be back in right field, just as the lineup I had previously read off. Batting third, Aiden DiGiacomo will play left field instead of DH here in the game against VolState. And the DH in this ball game, Mason Krasnarich, will bat fifth. Gunnar McGran will be at shortstop, played left field in game 1. Gustavo Gonzalez will bat seventh and play third base. Adrian Salas will be behind the plate catching Anthony Figueroa. There is a chance, if I remember correctly, there was a Salas who was a catcher for Jackson State last year. I'm not sure if this is the same young man. Let me see if number 27 shows no, it shows he's from Carlos Beltran Baseball Academy. And batting ninth again is Grant Davis playing first base. So Anthony Figueroa on the mound for the Dyersburg State Eagles. Glad we were able to figure that out right before game time. Jake Burris stepping in to face Figueroa as he did in game 3 back in March. First pitch swinging, Jake Burris lifts one out to left center field. And on the run, Andy Martine will make the grab. We are underway at 2:54 p.m. Central Time. One pitch, one out. Jacob Messer from Memphis, Tennessee steps in from the left side. A little lefty-on-lefty matchup here. First pitch is adamantly called strike one by our home plate umpire. It's also a learning time for the umpires as they will be rotating many in and out during the ball game. They are getting some practice here as well during the showcase. Messer looks at ball one. Not sure that Jacob Messer faced Anthony Figueroa as he got 20 at-bats during the year, had 6 hits, hit .300. Having a good spring, 3 for 8 with a double, or good fall, 3 for 8 with a double so far. That pitch goes over the top of Messer's head as Anthony Figueroa will do a little landscaping out on the mound. Scoreboard keeping balls and strikes. Somebody's going above and beyond today here in game 3 of the day. Ball 4. Messer gets on with a 1-out walk. Figueroa in that game on March 26th against the Pioneers had 1 walk in 6 innings. He will face Jace Mizell, who in that game went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Jace having one of the best falls of any of the Pioneers, 6 for 9, has 4 doubles and a home run so far. So 5 of his 6 hits are for extra bases. Looks at a breaking pitch. Ball 1. On deck, Carter Vrabel. Jace Mizell had a great year last year for the Pioneers. Pops that one up. That should get out of play. You can see down just in front of the Pioneers dugout to the right. You can't see the Pioneers in the dugout with the camera angle that we have, but the cones are marking out an area that had to be dug out because, as I understand it, a broken pipe. So that area is out of bounds, and there's a pop-up on the right side again. Shallow right field, and second baseman Case Pettis will get out to make a sliding catch. For out number 2. So Carter Vrabel will step in with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Vrabel 2 for 8 in the fall. Right at his average in the spring. He also hit .250 this past year, led the Pioneers in home runs and RBIs. Swings at the first pitch, fouls that one off to the right side. Ken Dugan field sitting down below parking garage and Allen Arena off to the left, parking garage to the right. Granny White Pike out in center field, and left field curves around the field. A 1 pitch misses outside. Carter, in the only game that he played against Wren Lake this past Saturday, was 2 for 4 in that game. Had a double and a long home run over the scoreboard over there at Murray State in Murray, Kentucky. Swing and a fly ball pop-up. Can't call that a pop-up. That's an actual fly ball in the infield. Caught by Grant Davis for out number 3. The Pioneers, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base after a half inning. VolState nothing. Dyersburg coming to the plate. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. VolState taking the field for the bottom of the first inning. The defense for the Pioneers, Jacob Messer in left field, Jake Burris in center, Chase Mizell in right field, Landon Luderman in third base, Ethan Huddleston at short, Matt Hall at second, and Landon Godsey at first base. Behind the plate, Caleb Hawkins, and on the mound, for his third start here in the fall, Tanner Bumbleau, the right-hander from Overton High School. Second year out of high school, a redshirt freshman. Thrown 4 innings so far in the fall. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He's not giving up a hit or a run to this point. He should throw 2 innings here in game 1 for the Pioneers before giving way to, I believe, Cade Sanders is up second for the Pioneers. Leading off for the Eagles, Case Pettis, second baseman. First pitch from Bumbleau down in the dirt. Pettis, a 5'10", 175-pound sophomore, transfer from Hill College. And he gets plunked with the second pitch that Bumbelow delivers. And that will put a runner on first base. Andy Martin, the center fielder, will step to the plate. Martin played left field in the spring for the Eagles. All 3 games, he swings and fouls the first pitch straight back. Martin, 6'2", 195-pound sophomore from ASA Miami. The roster for Dyersburg State shows, looks like about everybody on the roster is a transfer from somewhere. Does not list high schools that I can see. Throw over by Bumbelow. First base, runner gets back. Bumbelow checks the runner. Long pause. Throws. Laid call, strike call on the outside corner. Count goes no balls, 2 strikes. To the guy I probably called Andy Martin all 3 games last year. Was corrected to give the Spanish pronunciation of Martin. Maybe his father or some family member, Oscar Martin, who's on the staff of Robert White, along with assistant coaches Tyler Brown and Chris Johnson. On deck, Pierre Seals, the right fielder. After hitting Case Pettis, Tanner Bumbelow has slowed his mechanics down a bunch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Martin for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Right fielder, number 5, Pierre Seals.
Pierre Seals, the right fielder, steps to the plate. 6', 200-pound sophomore. And here we do have a high school, Houston High School, and down outside of Memphis or in the Memphis area. Right-handed batter facing the right-handed pitcher, Tanner Bumbelow, misses with the first pitch. One out, one on, 1 ball count. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Tanner Bumbelow attended Cleveland State Community College last year for a brief time. 6'1", 195-pound redshirt freshman, 2-way player for head coach Jim McGuire. Excellent hitter, bats from the left side, will not hit in this game. The chance he gets in one of those DH or EH roles in Game 2 tomorrow, which is scheduled for 1 o'clock. Seals swings and misses at a breaking pitch outside the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bumbelow looking for a ground ball to get out of the inning. Seals now back in the box. Seems like the world has come to a screeching halt here in the bottom of the first inning. Swing and a foul ball straight back. Ricochets back to Caleb Hawkins. Runner going on the pitch, but Pettis will come back to first base. About 44 players on the roster for head coach Robert White. 52 on the roster for Jim McGuire. Another throw over to first base. Pettis back hands first. Landon Godsey, who was the backup catcher in the spring for the Pioneers, is over at first base trying to get his stick in the lineup, as the Pioneers lost last year's first baseman. And there's another swing and a miss, strike three. So after hitting the first batter, Bumbleow's come back to strike out the next two. With 2 outs, Aiden DiGiacomo stepping to the plate. The DH in game one, playing left field for the Eagles here in game two. Fastball delivered high. DiGiacomo, a redshirt freshman, 6'3", 230 pounds. Transfer from Georgia State University. Wearing God's number, number 7. Breaking pitch just on the corner. A delayed call by our umpire. Don't want to put that pitch up on the board just quite yet, do you? If you're going to do a scoreboard, you're going to be hitting that erase button with this guy behind the plate. On the dirt, they kept in front by Hawkins. 2 balls and a strike now to Aiden DiGiacomo. Common spelling of DiGiacomo, D-I, capital G-I-A-C-O-M-O. Probably was a good speller back in elementary school. No score. We're just getting started here in the first inning. It gets away from Hawkins, who slips as he goes to get it. Count goes to 3 balls and a strike, and Pettis will move up to second base. Did not that ball go in the dirt? Think that's a wild pitch or a pass ball? Who's got that one? I'm going to go pass ball. Runner in scoring position now. Tanner Bumbleow asks Caleb Hawkins to come out to the mound. Go over signals with a man at second base. Hawkins in his second year with the Pioneers. Started at Wabash Valley, actually played in 2 seasons ago for the Dyersburg State Eagles before transferring to VolState last year. 3-1 as fisted over to first base. Godsey will pick it up and underhand flip to Bumbleow, who gets out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Still no score. We're heading to the top of the second inning. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Heading to the top of the second inning, Landon Godsey will lead off for the Pioneers. He'll be followed by Ethan Huddleston and then Caleb Hawkins. Godsey playing first base, 3 for 9 in the fall with a home run. Anthony Figueroa back out there for inning number 2. First pitch that Godsey sees goes high. Landon Godsey from Indianapolis, Indiana. Son of Paul and Suzanne Godsey, brother of Nick. Off-speed pitch gets in there for a called strike. The pitch gets away to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike to the grandson of Grandma and Grandpa in Terre Haute, Indiana, and Mama in Newcastle, Indiana. Hope you all are having a great Saturday afternoon. Landon swings and misses at that pitch. Godsey also been hit by a pitch 4 times in the 5 games that he's played. Swings and fouls that pitch off to the right side. Gets a piece of that one to stay alive. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looking to see if Godsey even got in a ball game against Dyersburg. Does not look like it. Looks like Caleb Hawkins caught the doubleheader on the Saturday. Swing and a miss. Figueroa gets his first strikeout of the ball game with the first out here in the second. Ethan Huddleston steps to the plate, shortstop for VolState. Young man out of Gallatin, Tennessee, hometown product, Gallatin High School. He's in his 3rd year with the Pioneers. Only got to play in 12 games last year due to a couple injuries. Hoping to stay healthy this year. Starting second baseman last year, and he swings and drives the ball at the center field, sends Andy Martin back a few steps. He turns around and makes the catch. We're out number 2. He hit it hard, just a little too high. Brings to the plate the young man from Stewart's Creek High School, Caleb Hawkins. 6 for 11 in the fall so far as a triple and a home run. First pitch to Caleb, misses down low. 7 Pioneers have hit home runs so far in the fall. Brody Melton, the only batter with multiple. There's a line drive, and that'll get down for a base hit for Caleb Hawkins, who stays hot. Line drive into left center field for a 2-out hit. Hunter Searcy stepping to the plate. An extra hitter for Coach McGuire here in game 1. Searcy from Louisville, Kentucky. First pitch from Figueroa down low. Kept in front by Adrian Salas, who's behind the plate. Hunter Searcy is 4 for 9 in the fall, has 2 doubles. Second-year player for the Pioneers. 6 foot, 185-pound outfielder. Looks at ball 2. Hunter played in 12 games in the spring, 23 at-bats, 9 hits, hit .391. Had 11 RBIs in those 12 games, 3 doubles and a triple. Productive when he got in the lineup. Looks at it, called strike. Count goes 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the second inning. Game 3 of the day here in the TCCAA Showcase. Ball 3. As Anthony Figueroa, looks like he's asking the home plate umpire where that pitch was. On deck, Landon Luderman, left-handed hitting third baseman for VolState. Here's ball 4. Second walk of the contest for Anthony Figueroa with 2 outs.
Third baseman, number 5, Landon Luderman.
Landon Luderman, the only freshman in the lineup for Pioneers. 2 for 9 so far this fall. Third baseman can also catch. He pops the first pitch he sees from Anthony Figueroa out of play off of concrete. Appeared past the Dyersburg State dugout. Luderman has played in 4 of the 6 games Pioneers have played so far. Swings and drives the ball at the left center field. Might get down, and it will, for an RBI single. Thought it was going to stay up just a little bit too long, but it does fall in there for an RBI single for Landon Luderman as the Pioneers take an early 1-0 lead.
Number 2, Matt Hall.
So 2-out rally by the Pioneers. Single by Caleb Hawkins, a walk to Hunter Searcy, and a 2-out single by Landon Luderman, giving the Pioneers the lead. Matt Hall, the 10th batter in the lineup for VolState, will step to the plate. Pitch called a strike. Apparently mishandled by Salas, the catcher, as it trickles out of his glove. Press box pretty high up here, so it's hard to see if the ball actually went in the dirt or down low. But surely it didn't go in the dirt, as umpire called it a strike as Matt Hall swings at the next offering from Figueroa and comes up empty. No balls, 2 strikes now to the second baseman, who's 6 for 9 in the fall. Had 3 games, I believe, that he's gone 2 for 3. Oh, 2 pitch misses. Matt Hall from Lexington, Kentucky, son of Mark and Tracy Hall, second-year player for the Pioneers. He came on when Ethan Huddleston was injured and played second base for the Pioneers throughout the rest of the season. Did a very good job as a true freshman. That pitch way outside, goes to the backstop. Both runners will move up. Not sure how many games that Figueroa has gotten into this fall. He definitely doesn't look as sharp as he did in the spring, but that's to be expected. Maybe working on a new pitch, not sure, but 2 outs, 2 runners on, count 2 balls, 2 strikes to Matt Hall. On deck, Jake Burris, a leadoff man. That pitch hits Hall. Umpire look as the runners are rounding the base as though it's a wild pitch, but umpire now calls time. Not sure that he's confident that the pitch actually hit Matt Hall, so he'll go out and have a conversation with the base umpires to determine what they may have seen. Otherwise, Matt Hall's going to come back to the base, but home plate umpire points Matt Hall to stay at first and for Hunter Searcy to head back to third base. So a hit by pitch will load the bases for Jacob Burris. So the first hit batter by Figueroa, who's also walked 2, given up 2 hits. Jake Burris, who swung at the first pitch he saw for Figueroa, and he swings again, pops one up out there right field. Pierre Seals takes a couple more steps to the right, will make the easy catch for out number 3. Pioneers do score 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. 3 runners left on base. After 1.5 innings, Pioneers lead 1-0. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Tanner Bumbleau to start the bottom of the second inning for VolState. He will face Mason Krasnarich, Gunnar McGran, and Gustavo Gonzalez, who are scheduled to appear. Krasnarich, the DH, hitting from the left side. First pitch goes high and outside. Krasnarich, a 6'6", 235-pound freshman from Red Mountain High School in Arizona. Looks at the second offering from Bumbleau. It's in there, inside corner for called strike. Bumbleau hit the first batter that he faced, Case Pettis, and got the next 3 in order. Strikeout, ground out. There's a solid base hit into right field. Krasnarich will be on with a leadoff single.
Shortstop, number 24, Gunnar McGran.
Another left-handed hitter, Gunnar McGran, steps to the plate. Six 185-pound sophomore from Golden West College. Breaking pitch in there for called strike. Leadoff batter in the spring for Dyersburg State Eagles, Jalen Fithian, is transferred away from Dyersburg. He played second base. I knew that name when I saw it earlier, yesterday's game. I believe he was playing for Jackson State. Count goes 1-1. Swing and a foul ball off to the left side. Gunnar Magran, Magrann. There's a Kyle McGrans, Magrans, from Clarksville High School in Tennessee that plays at Austin Peay State University. Similar last name, probably pronounced a little different. Count goes 2-2 to Magrin. On deck, Gustavo Gonzalez. Short lead by Chris Narich. Fastball misses. Brings us to a full count. This full count brought to you by Full Count Ministries. Go to fullcountministries.com. Check out all that ministry does for area high school and college baseball players, along with international mission trips. Pitch in the dirt for ball 4. So Bumbleau now has his first walk of the fall season to go along with his first hit batter and his first hit. So 2 runners on, nobody out. See if they're playing baseball like you might play in a conference game in the spring, or we're going to maybe lay down a bunt, or we're going to hit away, show some college coaches that you can hit. Exactly what I would expected. Ball 1 to Gustavo Gonzalez. This is my first visit to this showcase. It's been going on for a lot of years. Nobody out. Bottom of the second. Tanner Bumbleau delivers fastball low and outside. Gets away from Hawkins just a step. Nobody moves up. Krasnarich at second. McGran at first. Third baseman Gustavo Gonzalez at the plate. 6 foot, 175 pounds, sophomore. Transfer from Rochester Community and Technical College. 1-1 pitch slapped down the right field line. It will go foul. The Cincinnati kid, Ethan here, on the hop down that right field line to retrieve that foul ball. Bumbleau gets the sign. Looks back at second and delivers fastball on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pioneer scored 1 in the top of the second. Dyersburg State looking to tie it up or take the lead. Swing and a miss. Down goes Gonzalez. We're the first out of the second inning. Third strikeout for Bumbleau on a nice breaking pitch. So Salas trying to drive in a run, and Bumbleau looking for a ground ball. Fastball low and outside. Bumbleau getting behind the hitters. "82 degrees at game time. Beautiful afternoon fall Saturday here in Middle Tennessee. Breaking pitch. Called strike. Strike zone is not tight here, folks. I'm sure the instructors are happy that more strikes are going to be called. There's another one right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Salas in the hole. On deck, first baseman Grant Davis. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Fastball on the outside corner called, strike 3. Kind of surprised that he took that pitch. Umpires called 2 there already, so 4th strikeout for Bumbelow after giving up a leadoff single and a walk. Swinging strikeout of Gonzalez and a strikeout looking by Salas. Bring to the plate Grant Davis. First baseman, transfer from Murray State University, second-year player for Coach Robert White here for the Dyersburg State Eagles. 6'2", 215 pounds, sophomore. Called strike. Bumbelow is dialed in now. Trying to wiggle off the hook here in the bottom of the second inning. High fastball. Davis able to hold up. Grant Davis played the last 2 summers in the Ohio Valley League with the Fulton Railroaders. And in a game with the full count rhythm, ended up getting hit in the helmet with a pitch, ended up, I believe, ending his season with a concussion syndrome. Breaking pitch on the outside corner called strike. If you've never been to the field at Fulton, Kentucky, it's a very unusual field. Left-handed hitters like to hit there. It's about 212 down the line with a 40-foot fence. Swing and a miss, and Bumbelow strikes out the last 3 batters that he faces. He will end his day with 5 strikeouts, giving up 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 hit batter. No runs after 2 innings. So after 2, the Pioneers still lead 1-0. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Tim Reese back at Lipscomb University for inning number 3. The Pioneers will send Jacob Messer, Jace Mizell, and Carter Vrabel to the plate to face the new pitcher for the Eagles, right-hander Dylan King. On in relief, 6'4", 200-pound sophomore transfer from Charleston Southern University. On for Anthony Figueroa. First pitch by King on the outside corner, called strike 1. Jacob Messer walked in the First inning was stranded there. Figueroa went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, walked 2, struck out a batter, and hit a batter as that pitch goes inside. Messer, 6 foot, 205 pound, redshirt sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee, the son of Dr. Timothy Messer and Dr. Andrea Smith. Swings, and it's a line drive just off of the glove of Gunnar Magrin, and shortstop, and on into left field. Jacob Messer doing a good job of going the other way with that pitch. Third hit of the contest for Pioneers. That brings to the plate Jace Mizell, the 3-hole hitter for VolState. Fastball high and away. Jace Mizell, 6'1", 220-pound redshirt sophomore, transfer from Wabash Valley in his second year with the Pioneers. Son of Sean and Jamie Mizell. Grandson of Grandpa and Grandma in Metropolis. And Allie and Mimi also in Metropolis. The Mizells and the Rices. They've been supporters and watchers and listeners of this broadcast all year long. Count goes 3 balls, no strikes to Jace Mizell, who popped out to the second baseman in shallow right field in his first plate appearance. Looking to get a pitch to drive right here. Probably has the green light from Coach Jim McGuire down at third base. But he doesn't get a pitch to hit. Will take first base on 4 pitches. So just as in the bottom of the second, the Eagles got their first 2 batters on via a base hit and a walk. The Pioneers in the top of the third do the same thing and bring up Carter Vrabel, the 4-hole hitter. Swings at the first pitch, pops a ball down the right side. It'll get out of play on the other side of the Pioneers bullpen. Carter Vrabel, 6'3", 210-pound redshirt sophomore, also a transfer from Wabash Valley College. From Nashville, Tennessee, attended Father Ryan High School. Son of Mike and Jennifer. Brother to Tyler. Played in 41 games last year for the Pioneers, 30 hits. Breaking pitch missed somewhere. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike to the Pioneers' designated hitter. Played third base last year for VolState. Breaking pitch misses inside. Carter popped out, flew out basically to the first baseman right in front. And there's a line drive over the leaping second baseman, Case Pettis. Runner coming across a plate and will slide in safely, reaching back with his left hand to touch the plate. The throw from Andy Martine, not in time. Second run of the ball game for the Pioneers. So a line drive by Jacob Messer off of the glove of Gunnar Magrin into left field, the shortstop. It just glanced off of his glove, and then there's a soft line drive just over the leaping second baseman, Case Pettis, for an RBI single for Carter Vrabel. Bringing to the plate, Landon Gotze, who struck out to lead off the second inning. First pitch he sees goes high, ball 1. So the leadoff single, Jacob Messer scores off of new pitcher Dylan King. Count now 2 balls, no strikes to the Pioneer first baseman. Godsey played in 17 games in the spring. He had 15 hits, 4 doubles, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. Three balls, no strikes now to Landon Godsey. So a hit, a 4-pitch walk, a hit, and now 3 straight balls delivered by Dylan King. Shares the same name with former Belmont right-hander Dylan King from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, now pitching in the Angels organization. 3-0 pitch gets in there for strike 1. Godsey in the 17 games hit .366 last year, including a big home run at Walters State for the true freshman. A big moment for him. That ball's in the dirt. Godsey will move on down to first base, and the runners will move up on the walk. Still no outs here in the top of the third inning. 1 run already in. Brings to the plate Ethan Huddleston. Huddleston lined out to center fielder Andy Martine in the second. So bases are loaded. First and third are in at the infield, shortstop and second baseman at double play depth. Second baseman Pettis will come in and chat with Dylan King, try to settle him down a little bit. Ethan Huddleston, 5'11", 190-pound redshirt freshman, a redshirt sophomore. General Studies major, the son of Shannon and Dan Zettel, probably here in attendance. The brother to Noah, it's his older brother. Grandson of Pap and Mama, swing and a miss, and Meemaw, all in Gallatin, Tennessee. Also a 4-time member of Team Reese in the Full Count Fall League, high school league in Sumner County. 1-1 pitch goes low and outside. Dylan King is struggling. Some special rules here in this showcase this fall. There'll be a 25 pitch limit for pitchers and no pitching changes in the middle of the inning. A swing and a foul tip into the glove by Huddleston. Now count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, bases loaded here in the top of the third inning. Pioneers had 2 hits in the second and 2 hits so far here in the third. Swinging a line drive to third base, catches it and steps on the bag for a double play. Hit it hard, but he just could not have hit it in a worse spot than a line drive right to Gustavo Gonzalez, who had to step to his right to make the grab. And Jace Mizell could not get back to the bag in time. Nothing that Jace could do. Runners now at first and second with 2 outs. So Dylan King living right there. Brings Caleb Hawkins to the plate. Hawkins started that second inning rally with a line drive into left center field for a base hit. Huddleston hit the ball twice on the nose and is 0 for 2 to show for it. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Hawkins sees the pitch bounce over the catcher's glove and back to the backstop. Runners will move up to second and third. 2 runners now in scoring position with 2 outs. for the 6'2", 190-pound redshirt sophomore from Stewart's Creek High School, hometown Smyrna, Tennessee, the son of Ray and Misty Hawkins, grandson of grandmother and Bobby in Hendersonville and Granny in Smyrna. Caleb working also not only going to school, but there's a line drive. That will get by the third baseman. One run will score. Coach McGuire will hold the runner up as the ball gets away from the shortstop. Hawkins will move up to second base on the errant throw. One run will score, and runners will stay at second and third. So an RBI single as Hawkins now 2 for 2. Vrabel scores from third. Godsey moves over to third base. 2 outs. Hunter Searcy stepping to the plate. First pitch in there for a called strike. Hunter walked in the second inning. Another breaking pitch in there called strike 2. Three hits in the inning so far for the Pioneers. 2 runs have come across. 0-2 pitch wide of the mark. Jacob Messer led off with a single. He has scored. Carter Vrabel also singled, drove in a run, and he has also scored. Breaking pitch fouled off the end of the bat. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Five hits in the ball game for VolState. Swing and a miss, and King gets Searcy on strikes. But the Pioneers scored 2 more runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error, 2 runners left on base. Score after 2.5, 3-0. VolState leads. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Going to the bottom of the third inning. A Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Cade Sanders will come in to the ball game. 5'11", 205-pound redshirt sophomore from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Attended Hendersonville High School. Attended University of Alabama straight out of high school. General Studies major, the son of Clay and Tressa Sanders. Clay, a Belmont Baseball Hall of Famer. Cade is the older brother to Kylie Ann Witten, the grandson of Nama in Hendersonville and granddad in Centerville, Tennessee. Cade appeared in 12 games in the spring for the Pioneers, started 3, had a 2-3 record, 1 save, 21 2/3 innings. First pitch into leadoff batter Case Pettis. Ball 1. Breaking pitch misses outside. Count goes 2 balls, no strikes. Cade has appeared in 2 games this fall, as 3 innings pitched, giving up 1 hit, struck out 4. Has gone 3-0 on the leadoff batter. Pettis will head on down to first base with a 4-pitch walk. Andy Martin will step to the plate. He struck out in the first inning, facing Tanner Bumbleow, who went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 hit batter. Struck out 5 of the 6 outs that he was able to induce. Breaking pitch down low. Sanders not with the start that he had hoped. 5 straight balls. Defense is still the same. Fastball high. Messer in left, Burris in center, Mizell in right. Luderman and Huddleston on the left side. Hall and Godsey on the right side in the infield. Behind the plate, Caleb Hawkins. Ball gets away from Hawkins, and down to second base will go Case Pettis. Count goes 3 balls and no strikes. The umpires will now make a swap. Otherwise, we're going to have two umpires in the middle of the infield. And I know that's not right. Eight pitches, 8 balls outside of the zone.
Right fielder, number 5, Pierre Seals.
So the 3-hole hitter, Pierre Seals, will step to the plate with runners at first and second. Seals also struck out in the first inning. Case, who's on base for the second time out at second base after being hit by a pitch in the first inning, walked in the third. Sanders from the stretch and delivers. Fastball high. Now the umpires will switch again. As I said, this is also a learning experience for some of these umpires as they're getting some extra work. 10 games in 3 days. 3 games yesterday, 4 today, and 3 more tomorrow. There's a breaking pitch down. Cade looking for that prescription from the doctor. Ground ball. Dylan King in a somewhat similar circumstance, not as difficult throwing strikes as there's a called strike on the outside corner. King had bases loaded and nobody out, but a line drive by Ethan Huddleston right to third baseman Gustavo Gonzalez. A catch and a step on the base that made the inning look a whole lot better for the young right-hander for the Eagles. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Pierre Seals. Another pitch mishandled. Off-speed pitch there by Cade Sanders. Two balls, 2 strikes to the right fielder for the Eagles. Looking to get them on the board. There's a ground ball, could be 2, hauled Huddleston to Godsey, just what the doctor ordered, a 4-6-3 double play. And Pettis moves over to third base with 2 outs. So each of the second pitchers or the teams have gotten a double play. And Aiden DiGiacomo will step to the plate, left fielder for Dyersburg State. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch by Sanders. DiGiacomo was clearly looking for a fastball there to jump on. DiGiacomo was sawed off in his first at-bat. He hit one off the handle to Godsey at first base, who flipped over to Bumbelow to retire the side. Well, 4-6-3. As things looking a lot better for Kincaid Sanders out there on the mound as he gets a called strike. DiGiacomo now down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kincaid, also a 1-year player for Team Reese in a full count fall league, won a championship. Gets a call on the outside corner. DiGiacomo puts his hands up to his helmet in disbelief. They called strike 3. Ends the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base after 3 complete. The Pioneers lead 3-0. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Tim Reese back at Lipscomb University, where the Pioneers start the top of the 4th inning, send up 9, 10, and 1. Landon Luderman, Matt Hall, and Jake Burris to face Dylan King. And Luderman swings at the first pitch he sees, pops it up onto the parking garage, past the Pioneers bullpen. Swinging a ground ball, softly hit over to second base, and Luderman will reach with an infield single. Thought at first that ball hit off of his foot. It took a funny bounce at the plate, but got past the pitcher, Dylan King. Case Pettis just could not get a glove on it. Tough play by Pettis, but Landon Luderman now with 2 hits on the afternoon. We'll bring to the plate Matt Hall, who was hit by a pitch in the toe. Breaking pitch misses high. So another leadoff single by a Pioneer hitter. 2 innings in a row. There's a ground ball that could be 2 over to second and on to first base for a 5-4-3 double play. One hopper over to Gonzalez. Able to make the grab with the sun right in his eyes. Able to throw over to Pettis at second, who delivered over to Grant Davis. First pitch to Jake Burris. He does not swing at this one, and it's a called strike. He's seen 2 pitches so far in today's game. Flew out to center field and flew out to right field on the first pitch that he saw. Dylan King delivers low and outside. Out goes 1 ball, 1 strike to the redshirt sophomore from Grove City, Ohio. He's played, this will be his 3rd year, 44 games last year for the Pioneers. Swings and grounds the ball to short. Magrin on 2 hops. Strong throw over to Grant Davis at first base. Retires Jake Burris. So a quick inning for Dylan King. And the Pioneers go down 1, 2, 3. We're through 3.5. Pioneers lead 3-0. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Heading to the bottom of the 4th inning, Dyersburg will send up 5, 6, and 7 in their lineup. Mason Krasnarich, Gunnar Magrin, and Gustavo Gonzalez to face Cade Sanders on for his 2nd inning of the contest. He ended up walking the first 2 batters he faced, but got a 4 to 6 to 3 double play and a strikeout looking. Krasnarich laced a line drive single into right field in his first at-bat. Sees the first pitch from Sanders sail high. Cade Sanders delivers, pop up out to shallow left field. Back goes Huddleston, but in comes Messer. His hat falls off, but able to make the grab. High fly ball out there in left field for round number 1.
Shortstop, number 24, Gunnar McGran.
Well, that's the first inning of the ball game that the Pioneers have retired the first batter of the inning. Gunnar McGran stepped to the plate. He walked after Krasnarich singled in the 2nd inning. But both runners were stranded at first and second as Tanner Bumbelow struck out the next 3 batters. Sanders misses with that pitch inside. 2 balls, no strikes to the Eagle shortstop. Another pitch goes inside. 3rd batter that Sanders has gone 3-0 to. Facing his 6th batter. There's a fastball that stays high, ball 4. Third walk by Sanders. Probably just looking to get his infield some double play practice. Gustavo Gonzalez, who struck out in the 2nd, steps into the box. Right-handed hitter. Pitch low and away. I've not seen all the games here, but 3+ games that I've seen. Only been one ball that's gone out of here. One went out to left center field. There's a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. So it's not like the ball's flying out of here. 330 down the lines, 375 in the alleys, and 400 to dead center field here at Ken Dugan Field. Long-time legendary coach for the Lipscomb, formerly known as David Lipscomb University Bison. 2 balls and a strike now to Gonzalez. Adrian Salas on deck. Breaking pitch swung on and driven out to center field. Jake Burris moves toward right center field, make the grab, and retire Gonzalez for out number 2. A pinch hitter for Dyersburg State, Parker Patterson, freshman catcher, 5'11", 175-pound newcomer from Dyer County High School, hometown boys. He sees the first pitch from Sanders, ball 1. It looks like Adrian Salas Rivera's day is over. As I would assume Parker Patterson will go behind the plate. Sanders throws over to first base. Back safely is Magrin. Comes set and the pitch swung on and driven out to right center field. That'll get down. Jace Mizell will be able to cut it off and get it back in the infield, but on the play, Magrin with 2 outs running on the swing heads over to third base. So pinch hit single for Parker Patterson. Puts runners at first and third with 2 outs, and Grant Davis, a 9-hole hitter, stepping to the plate. Second hit of the game for Dyersburg State. Davis struck out swinging to end the second inning. Pitch down in the dirt, blocked by Hawkins. Runners stay put. Fastball low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs, runners at the corners. Pitch on the outside corner, whispered to the outside corner as it went by. Grant Davis played in all 3 games in the spring against VolState. 0 for 3, 0 for 1, and 1 for 4 in the contest. Breaking pitch misses, blown away. 3 balls and a strike to Grant Davis. Cade Sanders in danger of walking the bases loaded with a leadoff batter coming to the plate. A lot of off-speed pitches from Sanders. There's a fastball right down the can. Sends us to another Full Count Ministries Full Count, having their celebration banquet on Thursday at Long Hollow Church. Sign up to attend. Free meal. Hear all that Full Count Ministries is doing. Swing and a miss. Grant Davis goes down on a great breaking pitch by Cade Sanders. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Pioneers still pitching a shutout here, 3-0 after 4. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Moving to the top of the fifth in a game scheduled for 7 innings here at Lipscomb University. New pitcher on for the Eagles, Caleb Baskin, 6 foot, 160 pounds, sophomore, right-handed pitcher from Brighton High School. So there are a few high school players on this roster. I didn't review the full roster there, but every time I looked down, there was somebody who was a transfer. First pitch from Baskin to Jacob Messer, misses down low. I believe that's going to be, it is Patterson now behind the plate catching Baskin. Swing by Jacob Messer, foul straight back. Check the defense. Looks like Grant Davis still at first. Case Pettis still at second. Magrant at short, and Gustavo Gonzalez still in third base. 1-1 pitch swung on a miss by Messer. Jacob 1 for 1, walked and singled and scored. Foul ball at the plate. Aiden DeGiacomo still at left field, and Andy Martine in center. Pierre Seals still in right field, so the only defensive change, Parker Patterson behind the plate. Fastball misses outside. Count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jacob Messer trying to win that left field position for Coach McGuire. Breaking pitch just missed outside. FullCountMinistries.com, full count. 0 for 1 on the full count first pitch foul ball stat. Ball 4, Messer takes his second walk of the afternoon. On base all 3 times. So the first batter that Baskin faces ends up on first base. Jace Mizell will step into the box. 0 for 1 with a walk. Breaking pitch. That's a very quick call. Well, we do have a different umpire here, don't we? Okay, that's what the difference is. Not the same ump we've had all game. That was the fastest strike call I've seen in the game today. Ground ball, this could be 2. That booted, but right to the second baseman. But Pettis could not make the catch off the ricochet from Magrin. So Mizell will reach on the fielder's choice, and an error on the shortstop. We'll put runners at first and second. So the second error of the ball game for Dyersburg State. Brings to the plate Carter Vrabel, 1 for 2, a single and a run scored. Nice slide out to block that breaking pitch by Patterson. Keeps the runners at first and second. So Caleb with a K, Baskin on the mound. Swung on and fouled off just beyond the Pioneer bullpen. They have not been able to make a play all day. Several down there hanging out. Cade Sanders' day is finished after 2 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Fastball away, count goes 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Landon Godsey. Vrabel with a soft line drive over the second baseman's head, and he takes a healthy cut. Comes up empty there. Carter Vrabel gets a hold of one. It usually goes out. Doesn't just eke over the fence. Trees all out in left center and center field. That ball's fouled back. Parker Patterson had two options of baseballs. Picked the darkest ball he possibly could find, I'm sure. Probably didn't have time to count the stitches, 108 of them on that baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Vrabel, 2 on, nobody out. Swinging a ground ball down. That will be fair. Will hop over Gustavo Gonzalez' glove into left field for an RBI double by Carter Vrabel. Put runners at second and third. Gonzalez tried to backhand that, probably his only play, but it hopped over his glove. Jacob Messer scores from second. Chase Mizell moves to third base, and 2 RBIs on the afternoon for Carter Vrabel. There's Landon Gotze. It's a hard shot to third. That'll get a run in, throw over to first base, and Carter Vrabel hustling over to third base. So an RBI ground out by Landon Gotze. And a hustle play by Carter Vrabel to get to third base with less than 2 outs. Ethan Huddleston gets a first pitch swing and ground ball to second baseman. Case Pettis will plate run number 6 for the Pioneers. So good hitting by VolState. 3 runs have come in after a walk, a fielder's choice error. And that brings to the plate Caleb Hawkins. So 1 hit in the inning, a walk and an error. Two outs now, nobody on. Caleb Hawkins swings at the first pitch. These guys must have dinner plans as they're taking hacks at the first pitch they see. Either that or they want to get home and watch Tennessee-Florida game that people behind me have an idea as to what's going on, but I have no clue. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hawkins. Check swing. No, he did not check. Not even close. Tried to check a swing. Hawkins 2 for 2 on the day. 2 singles, RBI, and a run scored. Good day for him and Landon Luderman. There's another ground ball as Gustavo Gonzalez takes it off the chest, but he will not be able to throw Hawkins out. Gonzalez getting a lot of action down there at third base. Third error of the game for the Eagles. Hunter Searcy stepping to the plate. Walk and a strikeout, looking for his first hit of the ball game. Fastball called strike. Alex Qualls tuning in from Gallatin, Tennessee. Alex, why aren't you here? It's 45 minutes away. Should come on down to the ballpark. Put your jersey on. Number 23. As that ball is in the dirt, gets away from Patterson, goes to the backstop. Caleb Hawkins will mosey on down to second base to get in scoring position for Searcy. Caleb Baskin in his first inning of work here. Struggling to get out of the inning. Carter Vrabel with the only hit of the inning. A double down a ground ball down the third base line. Searcy starts to go and then has to move his body out of the way of that pitch that nearly hit him in the hip. 3 balls and a strike. Few of the Pioneers players who are on the IL. Hopefully listening in as the count goes full. You're the Full Count Ministries Full Count. Several of these Pioneer players will be in attendance at the Full Count banquet. A swing, a foul tip. We'll have a full count first pitch foul ball, but it will be a strikeout and an end to the inning. The Pioneers scored 3 runs on 1 hit. There were 2 errors and 1 runner left on base. After 4.5, we're only scheduled for 7 here, folks. It's not a 9-inning game, so should play all 7 innings. We are heading to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Tim Reese with the pitching change. The Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. Cade McKee, left-hander out of Georgetown, Kentucky, on for the Pioneers. 5'11", 195-pound redshirt sophomore. Attended Scott County High School, the son of Jim McKee and Sherry Beth Mullenix. First pitch off of his glove and over to third baseman Landon Luderman as a first pitch swinging Case Pettis. Looks like maybe Pettis looked like something didn't feel right. I'm not sure if he hurt himself running down to first base or not, but he will reach on an infield single. First pitch that Cade McKee throws. Pettis swings and hits a ground ball back to McKee right off his glove. There's a swing and a miss by Andy Martine. Again, dinner reservations. It's not even 4:30 here yet. Central Time. So the third hit of the contest for the Eagles. Lead off infield single, slow breaking pitch by McKee. Misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. The young interim coach with Team Reese in the Full Count Fall League. We had Cade McKee as an intern coach for us. He's picking up hours for school and a breaking pitch in the dirt. He helped me with my pitchers and was our first base coach. Loved having Cade McKee this fall, a 5-week high school fall wood bat season. Players loved having him. Another breaking pitch misses inside on the back foot of Andy Martine. Martine 0 for 1 and a walk. No runs for the Eagles. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. McKee, third pitcher on for Jim McGuire's squad. There's a pop-up in the infield. Landon Godsey moving over, and now Matt Hall will end up saving Landon Godsey, who thought he had that one, but Hall saw him dancing a little bit too much and swooped in to make the catch for out number 1. So what appeared to be a pop out to the first baseman ends up being a pop out to the second baseman. Don't think there's much wind here, but maybe a different look for Landon. So with 1 out, Pierre Seal steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and grounded into a double play. First pitch he sees called strike. McKee looking for that prescription from the doctor as well. Would love to get a ground ball to an infielder. I believe Cade is scheduled for 1 inning. Another slow breaking pitch. Misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. McKee is pitching in his 4th game. He's gone 3 innings, given up 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Swing and a miss. On deck, Aiden DiGiacomo. Robert White keeping his starters in here in their 3rd go-round here in the batting order. Fastball high and outside. Count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. A lefty from Georgetown, Kentucky comes set, looks over twice and delivers. Slow breaking pitch fouled at the plate. Will go over toward the Eagles dugout. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coming up in the nightcap of the fall showcase, Columbia State will take on Walter State. It'll be Walter State's 2nd game of the day. Columbia State's 1st game of the tournament, or of the showcase. Fastball backs Martine back away from the plate, brings us to a full count. Ministries full count. He comes set and delivers, and there is a full count. First pitch, foul ball. 2 for 3 in the game so far. We're right at about 50% for the year. Tracking that if the batter swings at a full count on the first pitch, what percentage of the time will he foul it off? Major league average, 70%. Junior college last year, VolState has been 52 as a ground ball gets through the infield into left field for a base hit. 1 out, runners now at first and second base for Dyersburg State. Bring to the plate the cleanup hitter, Aiden DiGiacomo. First inning of the contest that Dyersburg State has collected 2 hits in an inning. DiGiacomo 0 for 2, ground out and a strikeout looking. McKee having to face right-handers so far. On deck finally has a left-hander, has to get through DiGiacomo first. McKee just 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. VolState turned 1 double play so far. Both teams have actually turned double plays, but not really a turn when you have a line drive and then you step on a base. Breaking pitch called strike. DiGiacomo, a transfer from Georgia State University. The pitch outside. The shadow starting to creep onto the field from the light tower that lights up the parking garage on the first base side. All the folks in the stands now probably welcome the shade. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 runners on, and that pitch will knock the elbow guard off of Aiden DiGiacomo. Save him a step from having to take it off. And that will load the bases with 1 out. Second hit batter for Pioneers pitching today. Mason Krasnarich steps to the plate, 1 for 2. 6'6". First pitch from McKee misses outside. Freshman from Red Mountain High School. Slow breaking pitch. That will be a pop-up in the infield. Cade McKee says he'll have it. The ball will drop. The batter will be out via the infield fly rule. So put out go to Ethan Huddleston. Thank goodness bases were loaded or runners at first and second with less than 2 outs there. So 2 outs now. The only other left-handed hitter in the lineup, Gunnar Magrin, will step to the plate. McKee's first pitch to him misses outside. Breaking pitch, so these left-handers coming to the plate at just the right time for young Cade McKee. Fastball goes inside. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. McKee pitched in 9 games, all in relief in the spring. Did not have a decision. 9 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 runs, 3 were earned, 4 walks, 13 strikeouts. There's a strike called on the outside corner. Jake Burris shading a little bit in center field toward right field. New left fielder for the Pioneers as Hunter Searcy has taken the spot out there for Jacob Messer. Another breaking pitch low and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hunter Searcy, an extra hitter in the lineup as he and Jacob Messer fighting for that left field spot. Jake Burris, unless he's injured, probably going to be right there in that center field spot. There's a line drive to right field. Mizell will take it on 1 hop. The throw home is not in time. As Pierre Seals will slide in safely as 2 runs score on that RBI single by Gunnar Magrin. Cade McKee almost got out of that. But a 3-1 pitch he had to deliver was a little bit too good, and Magrin line drive into right field. Jace Mizell playing pretty deep out there in right field, actually. So now a 1st and 3rd situation. Gustavo Gonzalez comes to the plate, fastball high. So not getting ahead in the count has been a bugaboo for VolState pitching here, and finally came back to bite him. DiGiacomo on at third base, called strike. 2 runs in the inning, 3 hits for the Dyersburg State Eagles. That is with an infield single off the glove of Cade McKee to start this inning off. There's a hot shot down the third baseline. DiGiacomo has to lean out of the way of that one. So an infield single, pop out, and then a single in the left field and a hit batter. Loaded the bases. Swing and a miss, and down goes Gustavo. But the Eagles scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. We're through 5. Pioneers still lead 6-2. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Top of the 6th. We go. Leading off, Landon Luderman facing Caleb Baskin. Back out there for his first or second inning for the Eagles. Luderman swings and fouls that pitch straight back. Landon is 2 for 2 on the day as a soft single into center field and then an infield hit to the second baseman. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Luderman, who fouls that pitch off. Landon from Knoxville Catholic High School in Knoxville, Tennessee, swings and fouls that pitch at the plate. New third baseman on for the Eagles, number 22, Drew Polite, or Politte, from Lindbergh High School in Missouri. Luderman looks at ball 2. Luderman, 5'10", 185-pound, true freshman, the son of Daniel and Shannon Luderman, and the older brother to Hudson and Easton, a brother and a sister. Good-looking player, swings, and that ball gets away from catcher Parker Patterson. He can't find it. Luderman will reach for his 3rd time today, but be a strikeout.
Second baseman, number 2, Matt Hall.
Strikeout that does not result in an out. Brings to the plate Matt Hall. Hit by a pitch and grounded into a double play. So they have turned 2 double plays. Or he's the 5-4 to 3 in the 4th inning. Huddleston's the one who lined into the bases loaded double play where he hit a line drive to the third baseman who stepped on third after making the grab. Baskin now gone 3 balls, no strikes to Pioneers second baseman, looking for his first hit of the game. Has a hit in all 3 of the games that he's played in. Looks at a 3-0 strike. Matt Hall was injured at the Rend Lake game at Murray State last weekend. Got a cleat in his hand, cut his left hand a little bit. Apparently he's fine now as he looks at a 3-1 strike on the outside corner. Count goes full. Another full count Ministries, full count. Jim McGuire goes through the signs down at third base. John Ripel, the coach down at first base. Runner stays put. Foul ball on the swing by Matt Hall. 3 for 4 today for full count first pitch foul balls. Throw over to Grant Davis at first base. Back is Luderman safely. Looks like the outfield is the same as the runner goes. Swing and a miss. Down goes Matt Hall as he actually walks in front of home plate on his way. Throw down as Patterson's looking at the home plate umpire, wondering why that would not be interference. Throw down, not in time to get Luderman, but I think Patterson's got a beef, actually. Matt Hall swung, and that swing seemed like it carried him right in front of home plate. But 1 out and a runner at second base is the result. So 2 strikeouts so far by Baskin here in the inning, but only 1 out. See, it's a breaking pitch to Jake Burris in there for a called strike. Jake Burris 0 for 3. Fly out, and a ground out. Now down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Breaking pitch. Where? Not sure where that one missed. Jake might be living on borrowed time in this at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Luderman at second base. Breaking pitch slapped into right center field, and that will be caught by right fielder Pierre Seals, who stumbles, falls down to the ground as Luderman was tagging. I thought that ball was going to get down into the gap, but Pierre Seals made a nice grab. He ran a long way.
Left fielder, number 20, Jacob Messer.
That puts Luderman on at third base with 2 outs, and Jacob Messer steps to the plate. Now an extra hitter. Hunter Searcy has gone to left field. Messer swings at the first pitch and loops one down the left field line. It will fall just inside the playing field, but in foul territory. Get my scoreboard updated. Messer 1 for 1 has walked twice. There's a fastball that went high. Juggled by Patterson, who's trying to make sure the ball does not go to the backstop. Try to keep Luderman at third base. Pitch goes inside. 2 outs. Luderman on at third, reaching after striking out. wild pitch that got away, and there's a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch by Caleb Baskin. Luderman been on base all 3 times, yet to score a run for the Pioneers. There's a ground ball, will go foul off the hand of John Ripel and into the glove of Grant Davis. Jace Mizell is on deck, hoping to get an at-bat here in the top of the 6th inning. Pioneers lead 6-2 here in the TCCAA showcase at Lipscomb University. Ball goes low, brings us to a full count. Ministries, full count. Swing and a miss. Actually, swinging a foul tip into the glove, says home plate umpire. The result still as a strikeout. So 3 strikeouts in the inning for Caleb Baskin. So no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. After 5.5, 6-2, the Pioneers lead. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Tim Reese back on the campus of Lipscomb University, where the Pioneers lead the Dyersburg State Eagles 6-2. We have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Number 19, Devin Thrain, 6 foot, 180-pound freshman from Summit High School, hometown Thompson Station, Tennessee, the son of Patrick and Michelle Thrain, grandson of Nani and Grammy and grandpa in Massachusetts. 2-way player for the Pioneers on the mound here for head coach Jim McGuire. Pitching in his 3rd game. He's gone 2 innings, give up 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs. Walked 1, struck out 2. First pitch he delivers to Parker Patterson. Ball 1. Patterson came on for Adrian Salas. Pinch hit in the 4th inning, then went in behind the plate in the top of the 5th, and there's a off-speed pitch. Home plate umpire finally will check down at first base, who says he did not go. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. Parker Patterson, his first plate appearance, had a single in the right center field. Thrain now gone 3 balls and a strike. Ball 4. Lead off walk by Patterson.
First baseman, number 44, Grant Davis.
Number 9 hitter Grant Davis steps to the plate. He struck out twice for his first hit. First pitch to Davis in there for called strike. Devin Thrain, left-handed thrower, right-handed hitter, also plays center field. can absolutely get after it in the outfield as a balk was called. Down to second base goes Parker Patterson. Base umpire explaining to Thrain. The only thing I can think that he did was that he did not come set. Or now head coach Jim McGuire is coming out to ask what's going on, but he's wanting to know what the ruling was. Thrain appears as though the base umpire is telling him that he can't wiggle his glove, which is, I think, a way for Thrain to disguise what grip he's putting on the ball. Nevertheless, no balls, one strike to the batter and a runner at second base. The balk came on the second pitch thrown, and there's strike two to Grant Davis. The runner in scoring position. Pioneer scored one in the second, two in the third, three in the fifth. Took a 6-0 lead. Dyersburg scored two in the bottom of the fifth. Now have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Top of the order on deck. There's a swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt. Hawkins keeps it in front. Off-speed pitch that Davis could not handle as he goes down for the third time.
Second baseman, number 14, Chase Pettis.
Case Pettis stepping to the plate with one out. Swing and a miss. Caleb Hawkins apparently sees something. Maybe it's in the communication of the signs with a man at second base. He goes out to talk to the young left-hander. Cade McKee went one inning, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. They were earned, no walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 hit batter. Devin Thrain, the fourth hit pitcher for VolState. Case Pettis, 1 for 1 on the day, been on base all 3 times that he's been to the plate. Been hit by a pitch, walked, and had an infield single, scored the first run for the Eagles. There's a pitch in the dirt, kept in front by Hawkins. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. At this point, I guess I would have lost some money as Devin Thrain maybe he got a bigger hat. That hat has stayed on that melon so far in this game. The other games he's pitched, that baby has come off with regularity as he continues to wiggle that glove. So apparently that wasn't the issue regarding the balk. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter playing second base for Dyersburg. Pitch misses outside. Brings us to a Framework Athletics full count. Framework Athletics located at 104B Jessica Lauren Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Owned by 15-year major leaguers Zach Duke and Ryan McDuffie. Also owns Hendersonville CrossFit, and he gets a swing and a miss. Down goes Pettis for the first time. He'll turn around and head back to the dugout. Second strikeout for Thrain. Second out of the inning. Brings to the plate Andy Martine. Strikeout, a walk, and a pop-out. There's a tapper to third base. Luderman will get it on one hop. Throw over to Godsey. Stands on his tippy toes. And makes the grab for out number 3. So Thrain, who walked the first batter he faced, gets the next 3 in order to retire the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We're going to the 7th. Pioneers lead 6-2. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Heading to the top of the 7th inning. A new pitcher on the mound for the Eagles, Nate Kreider, 6'4", 225 pounds, sophomore, transfer from Connors State College, on in relief in this last inning of the ball game. The Pioneers will send 3, 4, and 5 to the plate to face Kreider. Swinging a foul ball that will just go right over the press box here. Mizell 0 for 2 has walked and scored a run, looking for his first hit. Came in hitting 6 out of 9. Fouls that one up in the air in foul territory. First baseman Grant Davis will come over into the shade to make the catch. So Mizell will end the day 0 for 3. That will bring to the plate Carter Vrabel, who's 2 for 3. Singled and scored in the 3rd and doubled and scored in the 5th. 2 RBIs, and he will be hit with the first pitch that Kreider delivers. Not an unusual thing for Carter Vrabel, as he seems to be a target. It's the second time he's been hit this fall. Last year in the season, he was hit 7 times in his 120-plus plate appearances. About 141 plate appearances. Landon Godsey will step to the plate. 1 on and 1 out. First pitch he sees misses down low, ball 1. Godsey is 0 for 2. He also walked in the 3rd inning. Caleb Baskin went 2 innings. As Godsey swings at the next pitch, it's a towering fly ball in the shallow right field. Pierre Seals will come in and make the grab for the 2nd out. Been some high pop-ups in this game.
Shortstop, number 3,
Ethan
Huddleston.
Huddleston will get another plate appearance. He is 0 for 3 and an RBI ground out. lined out to the center fielder, lined out to the third baseman on a double play, and then hit a sharp ground ball to second. First pitch he sees from Kreider, and he's got the hat that falls off, not Devin Thrain, so good job getting Devin a hat that fits him with that lovely hair he has as Huddleston ducks out of the way of that breaking pitch. A fastball high and tight that ended his season in the spring, so couldn't blame Ethan for being gun shy, and he will pop up another ball out to right field as Pierre Seals will come in and make the grab for out number 3 and retire the Pioneers in the top of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Pioneers lead 6-2. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Heading to the bottom of the 7th of a game scheduled for 7 innings. And the Pioneers have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. True freshman Brett Dowling in relief for the Pioneers. 6'1", 190-pound right-hander from Green Hill High School, one of the newest high schools in Middle Tennessee in Wilson County, just outside of Mount Juliet, Tennessee. He's a computer science major, the son of Chad and Shelley Dowling, the brother to Ashley and Aaron, his twin older sisters, grandson of Granddaddy in Bowling Green and Grandma in Portland, Poppy in Madison, Alabama, and Nana in Central City, Kentucky. Hope that some of Brett Dowling's family is listening in today. As some of you are watching on YouTube, some on Twitter, we're happy to have you here today for Game 1 of 2 by the Pioneers in the TCCAA Fall Showcase here on the campus of Lipscomb University. Dowling will face the heart of the order for Dyersburg State. Pierre Seals, Aiden DiGiacomo, and Mason Krasnarich, the scheduled hitters for Dyersburg State. Dowling had a great start to his fall. First pitch outside the mark there, but Dowling is 2 appearances for the Pioneers. Pitched 2 innings, 6 strikeouts. He's yet to give up a hit or a run or a walk. There's a pitch in there as he dials it down just a little bit. Hard throwing right-hander. Maybe the hardest thrower of the Pioneers pitching staff. There's a ground ball rack up the middle, and Pierre Seals done something no one else has done this fall, and let's get a base hit off of Brett Dowling. He is now 2 for 4 on the day. It brings Aiden DiGiacomo to the plate. He is 0 for 2. Strikeout and been hit by a pitch. Dowling steps off the rubber and checks to see who's covering second base. On a ball back to him. Fastball misses inside. DiGiacomo, 6'3", 230 pounds. Dyersburg State's got some healthy-looking fellas on their team. Pioneers leading 6-2. That was the 6th hit of the game for Dyersburg. It's a swing and a foul ball off the umpire. Seven hits in the ball game for Pioneers. 5 in the second and third innings, where 3 of their runs were scored. Seals moving back toward first base. Strike called on the outside corner. Count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. To the left fielder for Dyersburg State. On deck, left-handed hitting Mason Krasnarich. Throw over to first base. Landon Godsey with his basketball shoes on. Got up for that ball. Sun right in the left fielder, third base, and shortstop's eyes, right over the parking garage. Fastball misses outside, brings us to a Framework Athletics full count. Trainers over at the Framework Athletics include former major league players, minor league players, and college players, including Carlos Lara from the full count rhythm. Full count pitch, misses low and outside. Puts runners at first and second, a single by Seals, and a walk to Giacomo. It will bring up Krasnarich. I'm waiting for a Smith or a Johnson to step to the plate for Dyersburg. Runners now at first and second, nobody out. Dowling trying to shut the door here as he gets Krasnarich to swing and foul that ball back into Caleb Hawkins' glove. Little miscellaneous facts. Caleb Hawkins, besides going to school at VolState, also working toward his pilot's license. Not a cheap endeavor. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Count goes no balls, 2 strikes. Krasnarich, 6'6". The tallest player on their roster. Last year they had a 6'8" right-hander, Nelson Smith, who was their second starter behind Figueroa. That pitch fouled off straight back. They would typically pitch right-hander 6'8" Nelson Smith in game 1 of a doubleheader, and then throw 5'8" left-hander Anthony Figueroa, who were friends from Miami. A foot difference in height as that pitch goes low and inside. Two left-handed hitters back-to-back, Krasnarich and Magrin, who is on deck. Another pitch goes inside. Pierre Seals led off with a base hit up the middle. DiGiacomo walked. Krasnarich now with a 2-ball, 2-strike count coming from Brett Dowling from Green Hill High School. Drive out to center field. Burris goes back and continuing to go back, makes the catch. Tagging from second base is Seals, and he will move over to third base. So a productive out, well-hit ball, but fairly easy catch for Burris in center field. We'll put runners at the corners. Gunnar Magrin will step to the plate. He is 1 for 1, walked twice, and singled to right field, drove in a run in the 5th inning. Started to swing and holds up. Swinging a foul straight back. Dowling looking for that prescription from the doctor as well. Nice little ground ball to a middle infielder. That will end the ball game. As Walter State starting to accumulate behind first base dugout. I would assume their opponent, Columbia State, probably hitting down in the cages beyond left field. 2 balls, 1 strike to Magrin. Now 3 balls and a strike. Brett Dowling standing half in the shade and half in the sun. Left side of the infield still in the sun. First base in the shade. Outfielders still in the sun. Runner takes off, and that will be ball 4. The bases will be loaded. The young man who went in at third base for Gustavo Gonzalez, Drew Polite is how I guess maybe that's pronounced. Either the PA guy's in agreement with me or I talked him into it. Yep. Swing and a miss by Polite. One out, bases loaded. Swing and a miss. Dowling ahead in the count. Two walks in the inning and a base hit have loaded the bases. Fastball outside. Caleb Hawkins might have done well to stick that one a little bit longer. I've seen that pitch called a strike today. The count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Polite, who swung at the first 2 pitches. There's a pitch. Started to head back to the backstop, but a backhand by Caleb Hawkins kept that run from scoring there. He had no chance to slide out there and try to block that one. That had to be by a pick. See if Dowling just challenges him right here with the fastball, and he does. Fouled straight back. Bird. Chase Birdwell out to get the foul ball. Two-way player from Lebanon Tennessee, third-year player for the Pioneers. 2-2 pitch. Just inside. Brings us to another Framework Athletics full count. Trained baseball and softball there. Jenny Breidenball, one of the softball instructors there. Full count, bases loaded, 1 out, and that's a RBI walk. I'm wondering why that put a run for VolState. I don't know why that put that up there. So 6-3 now is the score. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Another new batter here in the 8 hole for Dyersburg State, a left-handed hitter. Pinch hitting for Parker Patterson. He swings at the first pitch he sees, fouls it back. Dowling trying to shut the door. Having a little bit of control problem, though, here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 run in. Bases loaded. Pitch misses. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. To the pitch hitter, Maddox Carlson. Another foul ball straight back. Carlson, 6'4", 235-pound freshman from Crittenden County High School in Kentucky. Getting his first AB of the ball game. Dowling trying to get that ground ball, and instead he gets a ball that gets by Caleb Hawkins, and all runners will move up. 2 runs now across the plate for Dyersburg here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 6-4. VolState holding on to the lead. But the tying run is on second base and the winning run at the plate. Swing and a miss. Down goes Carlson. First strikeout of the ball game for Dowling. So 2 outs. So Grant Davis will come to the plate, and I think Coach McGuire may have just stepped out of the dugout and said, hey, maybe the last batter, but there's still a batter who's on deck. Grant Davis, who struck out 3 times, steps in there and looks at a called strike 1. Fastball misses outside. Home plate umpire took his mask off for some reason. I'm not sure what he was looking at, but maybe he thought there was going to be a play. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Davis looks at a fastball inside. On deck, Case Pettis. Got to be getting pretty close to that 25 pitch limit. There's a fastball in the outside corner. Says the only person in the park that matters, the home plate umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 on, 2 runs in. A young man wearing 2 times 22. Number 44 at the plate. Might as well. Let's go full count. Full count brought to you by Framework Athletics. Matt Blackham, former player at MTSU for Coach McGuire, one of the pitchers over there at Framework. There's a ground ball foul. What are the odds of that? We'll do it again. Another a full count with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Swinging a high fly ball that will get out of play toward another parking area here at Lipscomb. All natural playing surface. Natural grass, artificial behind home plate. A little bit going toward the dugouts. There's a ball 4 thrown to Grant Davis. So he will get on for his first time in 4 plate appearances. Now we'll load the bases. Coach McGuire now coming out to talk to Robert White, I think, and I think they're saying that's it because the pitch limit has been reached. And just what our PA man said is what will happen if that does. So Jim McGuire says we are finished. So 40 pitches that inning? Okay, well, okay. There was supposed to have been a 25 pitch, but so we will end the game. Can you really say VolState won? I don't know. Maybe you can. It's going to go in the book that way for me. But so the final with the bases loaded, 6-4. As Brett Dowling apparently threw 40 pitches in that inning, ended up walking 4 batters. But a pitch limit was met. So Coach McGuire shook hands with Robert White, the head coach for the Dyersburg State Eagles, and that will end this ball game in 7. So 6-4 is the final, as both teams finish with actually the Eagles has 6 hits, VolState with 7 hits. Pioneers will play again tomorrow at 1 p.m. or earlier, depending on the length of the first game, which will feature Motlow State versus Roan State. Motlow State will play back-to-back 10 a.m., and then we'll play VolState 30 minutes after they finish with Roan State. So we should be on the air on or about 1 p.m. tomorrow, right back here at this same location. So the Pioneers, good showing here, 6 runs and 7 hits. 5 pitchers through for the Pioneers. And a beautiful field and a nice atmosphere here at the TCCAA Fall Showcase. The 7th game, or the 6th game of the showcase, ended in a 6-4, 6 2/3 innings of baseball. Dyersburg State scored late is what the problem. They should have scored earlier. So the Pioneers were walking off the field as Walter State comes on to play their second game of the tournament. They will face Columbia State here in the 7th game of the showcase. So 7 games will be completed after tonight. 3 will play tomorrow as this 2022 Fall Showcase continues. So for Athletic Director Bobby Hudson and Head Coach Jim McGuire, this is Tim Reese saying so long for now. We'll talk to you again tomorrow right around 1 o'clock Central. God bless. Talk to you tomorrow.